So now that you know how to use Atomic to optimize your campaigns with our rules, either in the campaign builder or by creating them manually, we want to show you how you can optimize your campaigns just manually and just looking at the data. Now this is really important for any seller that is maybe brand new to the platform and just wants to do a deep dive into their optimizations right away before creating rules. Now, this is generally challenging to do in Seller Central. As Mina showed you, what's required is downloading multiple different types of search term reports and then analyzing the data in order to find things that are not working for you, which is generally what we're doing when we're optimizing. Of course, you can also use the same data to find things that are working for you and add those to different campaigns. But for optimizing, what we're really going to focus on right now is simply what you should do and can do within Atomic to quickly optimize your account. In our analytics section of Atomic, our search term level is generally the first place that I tell new users to go because your search terms are the lifeblood of your PPC campaigns. Now what we're looking at here is account level, so we're not looking at just specific campaigns, we're looking at the past 60 days worth of data for search terms across all campaigns for the entire account. So this is a really quick way to look at all your data in one screen and then really make decisions on what you would like to do if there especially is waste. So what we can do really quickly is just click on ACoS because it's automatically sorted by spend. Now clicking on ACoS can show that really we've got some high ACoS search terms right here that we might want to take care of. So in the past 60 days, this search term, for example, crutch chair, has spent almost $808 at a 500% ACoS, which is actually really bad. So again, all this information is available at your fingertips. You didn't have to download any kind of search term reports. And if you remember, I can go back as far as 2 years if I wanted to and look at the data for a longer view. So obviously, if you find information like this, you'd probably want to take care of it right away. In our analytics section, we've made that pretty easy to do. Just with this button here, I can go ahead and add this to negative across all the ad groups that this search term is coming across. So you can see there is no check mark available here. That means it's already been made negative. So we can see that this one is open, which means that it actually still is available on the auto campaign. So since it hasn't really worked in the phrase campaign, I'm going to go ahead and make this a negative as well in the low bid auto campaign. And that is really the basis of looking for things that are not working in your account and quickly being able to make modifications such as adding them to negative across your different ad groups. So let's just look at another example here. And we can see that none of these, or all of these are, I should say, available in each of these accounts. So what this is showing me is that this particular search term, crutches for adults 5 feet, has been seen in all 5 of these campaigns. It really has not converted well. It has spent the most in this phrase match campaign. But again, if it's not going to work in one campaign, it's most likely not going to work in any of the other campaigns. So you should feel confident that you can make this negative across the board. Again, this is exactly what our rules can do for you automatically, but in Atomic, we like to make it so that you can either do things manually, as I'm showing you here, or you can customize it so that you can create rules and have Atomic do it for you. The other thing that we like to look for when looking at waste for search terms is spend with no sales. So these optimizations I just did was just for a high ACoS, but what about those search terms that have not made any sales but have spent some money? Now, this is a high margin product, so they technically can spend a little bit more than the average person before making something negative. So let's look at an example of a minimum of $20 in spend and 0 sales. Here we can see in the results that we've got quite a few in the past 60 days that have spent significant money and have had 0 sales. Now again, these are something that the rules would catch in Atomic, but we're looking at this from a fresh perspective to show you that you can manually get the same information. Again, really quickly, if you wanted to, you can add these as negative across the board. In this example, you can see it's already negative in this first one here, but like I've said before, if it's not going to convert after 68 clicks in this one campaign, it's most likely not going to convert in the rest of these. Now, this is a manual process, and it would take time to go through these one at a time, but the point is that we make it much simpler to find and locate this type of waste and make it negative, or you can create rules. If you wanted to export this data as well, you could go ahead and do that, and across the board, make things negative that are wasting in this example. If you wanted to see the campaigns that each of these search terms are located in, that's what these handy toggles are here for. Now, if you had a specific campaign that you only wanted to look at, or set of campaigns, you could enter those here, and then you would know that all the negatives that you're looking to add are from a certain set of campaigns. So we have a lot of capabilities here in our filter menus, different ranges that you can use, and different ways that you can get the data that you're looking for, and either make changes, as you see here, applying negatives, or maybe export the data and then use the information to make optimizations manually in another area of Atomic or even Seller Central. Now that I've shown you how to manually optimize your search terms, I also wanted to show you that you can do the same thing with your targets. Now, we do recommend, again, that you look at your search terms first, since those are the lifeblood of any PPC campaign, but you might want to also look at your targets if you have a lot of campaigns that are product targeting based or ASIN based or exact match keyword based. So next to the search term level, again, we have a target level that again is looking at the entire account, every single target in every single campaign. We automatically sort by spend, and I'm still looking at the past 60 days, but obviously if we're optimizing, you may want to look at keywords that have the highest ACoS. So right away, I see that the top spending one with the highest ACoS in the past 60 days is actually an ASIN-based campaign. If I wanted to see what this product was, I could click this button and it'll take me actually to Amazon and show me the product. But since I have this information here, what I could do with this is actually just make a copy of it and make sure that it's added as a negative into the campaign where it came from. We do show you, if you hover over any of the icons next to the target, where the particular keyword is located. In this example, it's in a product targeting campaign, in the SBA campaign. So this is something that does not work, and since it's an ASIN, we're not dealing with search terms, and this could actually be something that is made negative. We don't have that functionality tied into the targets because, again, we really want to make optimizations at search term level, but I just wanted to show you that you could take a look at this information and make some decisions based on maybe certain campaigns, or export the data and use the information. If you wanted to go ahead and, again, find just specific campaigns, you could go ahead and make those selections here and filter down the data so that you could then use to make optimizations. As I said at the beginning, it's really important to look at targets at the ASIN level or the exact match level only, because that is assuring you that there's no extra search terms that are potentially being used.